Live on tape from our studios in Fishers, Indiana. This is Night Talk, a 30-minute unscripted discussion featuring guests from all over Central Indiana. And now, here's your moderator on Night Talk, Jacob Pyle.
Thank you, Paul Poteet. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the pilot screening of Jacob Pyle's Night Talk. My name is Jacob Pyle, and as our announcer Paul Poteet just said, I am the moderator of the show. I am not the star of the show. The stars of the show are you, our potential guests. My job is simply to ask questions, give comments, and to oversee the show to where we are always on time with everything. My guests are here to hopefully talk about themselves for the viewer to get to know them a little better. So with that being said, this is not a screaming match, nor is this a contest to see how many cuss words a guest can come up with in a half hour's time. That is not how this show works. Also, as moderator, the topics we're about to discuss have been approved by me. You know, you'll see what I mean as we go about the pilot. Now, we don't have an actual guest with us in the studio for the pilot, just me. But just to give you an idea of what I mean, I'm going to act as both moderator and guest for the remainder of our show tonight. If I were to introduce myself, it would sound something like this. He is a podcast host and producer. His first breakthrough act was the opening narrator in the Tri-Central High School musical Beauty and the Beast. He is an amazing singer, and we're so delighted to have him on the show. Please welcome to Night Talk, Jacob Pyle. Welcome, Jacob, to Night Talk. Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure is all mine. So, let's start with, how did this whole podcasting bug bite you? Well, could you ask, Jacob? How the whole podcasting thing got started. In 2008, the first time I ever experienced myself in front of video editing equipment was when my special education teacher asked me to do a newscast. And instead of doing it, you know, like how we used to, we would present it just in front of the students and everything. My special education teacher wanted me to act. I decided I was going to actually. I went to the yearbook room. We have a little yearbook room in our school, and the teacher actually had some cameras that he was kind enough to let us borrow for the sake of the project. So I went over to his office one day and I asked him, hey, do you happen to have a digital camera or something like that I can use to record video with? And he did. And I was able to do this project. And I had a lot of friends that helped me. And when it was all said and done, my special education teacher liked it, gave me an A, and that was how it all got started. You know, we've done several we've done several podcasts over the years. In 2012, how my very first podcast got started. It was actually started by accident. I was asked to MC the Youth Ministry's Appreciation Day banquet, and so they asked me if I could also do a video, put together a video, it was my idea actually. I put together a video for them to show at the Appreciation Banquet what Team Blast is about, and I kind of did it in a little bit of a funny way. I came up with this character by the name of Mr. No Name, and Mr. No Name was in there, and he and I and Kendra found it, my youth pastor found it so funny that they said, well, why don't we do something weekly, you know, like a weekly show? And I was like, okay, we can do a newscast, okay? And so that's how the newscast got started. We did that for a couple of years. Then in 2015, we did what's called All Chair and Pyle, which was changed over to Pyle and Company. Did that for another few years. Then I've kind of done podcasts on the side. I returned to Pyle and Company last year, and I'm looking forward to this new season. Okay, Jacob. Now that you told us about that, tell us what gave you the idea to do Night Talk. Well, Night Talk is mostly I am a night shifter. You know, I've mostly worked night shift pretty much most of my adult life. Pretty much, I've done my fair share of 3 to 11s. I've done my fair share of 11 to 7s. My current night shift job, I work 10 to 7. And on my night shifts, sometimes I would listen to Tom Snyder. Tom Snyder, back in the let me take it a step back. NBC, since NBC was first thought up, still does have a show called The Tonight Show. And but at the time, The Tonight Show was on from 11:30 at night till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then NBC would sign off right at 1 o'clock in the morning. Some stations at that time would do would show reruns of old shows or movies or things like that during that little period. Most of them signed off. You know, they would play. They would usually have like a little bit of, like a pastor doing a short little devotion. They'll play the Star Spangled Banner, and then sign off till the following morning. Well, 1972 changed all that. 1972. Well, first they did it. They started with one week and night on Fridays with a show they called the Midnight Special, in which they had rock concerts and bands and things like that performing live at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then it proved to be so popular that they wanted another show to fill up the other 4 days of the week. So that's where Tom Snyder's Tomorrow Show came in. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, after the Tonight Show went off the air, Tom Snyder would come on. It was him and a guest for, I'd say, a good majority of the time. You know, no studio audience, no live band. It was just, it's not like the shows you see at 1 o'clock in the morning today. But he and this guest would come on, and they would talk like, you know, it was like a respectful, you know, kind of talk. You know, again, no screaming, no shouting. You know, again, no studio audience, just Tom Snyder and the guest for the whole time. And so, and I was really fond of it. You know, I think nowadays I think a lot of shows are like more nasty. Well, I wouldn't say nasty, but some of the shows that you see on at this time of night are kind of like nasty. In fact, we had a guy that was supposed to have been a guest on our show, and he felt that audiences that are watching this at 2 o'clock in the morning were wanting to know about things like current events and alien stuff, and I felt that I didn't want to go that direction at all. Sorry, Jacob, we have to pause for this commercial because we are running out of time. We will be back with more of Jacob Pyle following this message. Welcome back to the pilot screening of Night Talk. I'm talking to myself for the remainder of our show tonight, and let's get back into it. When we had to pause for commercial, you were talking about Night Talk. Or rather, I think you were talking about Tom Snyder's inspiration of how you were able to get the show Night Talk. Go ahead and pick up where you left off. Well, thank you, Jacob. Well, as I was saying, I wanted a show where it was respectful talk. And anyway, like I was saying before the break, we had a guy that wanted so badly to be on the show, and he wanted to talk about things like aliens, current event stories, and things like that. Things that he thought that the audience would enjoy. I can tell you so many memories about the podcast I've done. I remember, speaking of current events, when we did Altair and Pyle back in 2015, we used to close with a closing statement at the end of every show, and one over some current event story. And one night we decided to do one on Justin Bieber, of all people, and I told the guy that I tried to explain to the guy what's going on, and I told him, it's like, look, this is not gonna, like, we actually had a guest actually threaten to not take part in the show because we did not have, because it was either we edited the statement out or he wasn't going to be part of the show. Either way, it wasn't going to work out well for any of us. So I told him no, and he actually kind of got upset. He actually had a few choice words for me, none of which I'm going to repeat on the air. Yeah, I mean, it never panned out the way I hoped it would be. And so now here we are. We're still trying to get, as of right now, like I said, we're still having trouble trying to get guests, but hopefully Night Talk will work well for everybody. I hope. Well, that's an interesting story. I'm sorry to hear about that. That's kind of sad. Okay, so now I hear you also sing on the side. Maybe you can sing a song for us during the last portion of our show. But tell us about that. What made you interested in singing? Well, singing is kind of a it was kind of a bug. I have an amazing voice. I was singing to myself at the park one day, and I was surprised with the voice. The first time someone figured out I had a singing voice was who? Oh, I know, a friend of mine. She came back from having surgery. I think she had surgery or something like that to get rid of something, and so I sang this song to this friend of mine, and when I got done singing, she was jumping for joy. Like, she was ecstatic. Like, man, you have a beautiful voice. Where'd you get the voice from? And I was like, I don't know. It just came out. And she literally, I kid you not, she literally dragged me to the inside the classroom, and I ended up having to sing in front of a group of students, and so therefore that's how the whole singing bug got started, and everybody loved it, and I've sung so many wonderful songs. I can tell you so many wonderful stories about all the times I've sung. The very first song I ever sang is "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," and a friend of mine and I actually sang that song for the newscast project that I told you about earlier, and we actually did we did the song, and everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was great. and you know, and after, I'll be honest with you, after doing that song, everybody, I remember everybody on the bus was like, why don't you sing this song? Why don't you sing this song? And everybody was, and now everywhere I go, people are like, oh man, you're the one that sings "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." Sing it. I'm like, I don't have anybody to sing with. I was like, we'll sing it, you know, with the girl, with the in falsetto. The girls' verses in falsetto. Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. No, I could. Yeah, it's like I couldn't do that. So anyway, and then one other time, this was back in 2015. The church I was attending had a talent show, and I performed the song "My Girl." And I'll tell you, I was singing the song, and everybody was kind of clapping along to the song, and I think they gave me a standing ovation when the song was over. They were shocked. They were pleased. And so now everywhere I go, I'm known for those two songs, and it's like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane, like how time flies like that, you know. So I remember I can tell you one other time. This is good. This happened just recently, a couple of years ago. I went to a karaoke event in Kokomo, and I remember I was sitting there, and I was singing a few songs or whatever. This group of people walks in, and they were like, "Oh my God!" I think you know, and one of the girls in the group was kind of, she and I were just kind of chatting back and forth, shooting the breeze, as they say. And then what happened was I got up to do Glenn Campbell's Southern Nights, and when I got up there to sing, I got about halfway into the song, and one of the people in the group noticed it, and everybody came in. They were dancing around me. It was great. And then when I got done with the song, everybody was that same group of girls and guys that were, that were sitting with that I was talking to they were cheery. Like they were. Oh yeah, it was something else. Like it was. I have never ever had that kind of reaction from people before. I was just shocked. So, yeah. But that's pretty much how the singing bug got me. Alright, we have a minute and a half left before we have to take our last break. Will you do me a favor for me? When we get to that last segment, would you mind singing a song for us? Sing a song for you? Of course, I would love to do that. Okay, sounds good. What kind of song do you have in mind? Well, I hadn't really thought of anything. I know. Why don't you do "Don't Go Breaking My Heart"? Okay, if we can do that, sure. Alright, so when we come back from break, my guest, Jacob Pyle, is going to sing a song for you, and we have a little bit of time left before break. Where can we watch Night Talk again? New episodes of Night Talk are, well, as of right now, they're being planned to show in August on YouTube. Alright. We have to take another pause for the sponsor. More with Jacob Pyle after this. Welcome back, everybody. And now, as promised, here's Jacob Pyle to sing "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." Thank you, Jacob. Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Oh honey, if I get restless, baby, you're not that kind. Don't go breaking my heart. You take the weight off of me. Oh honey, when you knock on my door, ooh, I gave you my key. Ooh, nobody knows it. Oh, when I was down, I was your clown. Ooh, nobody knows it. Right from the start, I gave you my heart. Oh, oh, I gave you my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my, don't go breaking my, don't go breaking my heart. And nobody told us, 'cause nobody showed us. And now it's up to us, babe. Oh, I think we can make it. So don't misunderstand me. You put the light in my life. Oh, you put the sparks to the flame. I got your heart in my sights. Ooh, nobody knows it. Oh, when I was down, I was your clown. Ooh, nobody knows it. Right from the start, I gave you my heart. Oh, oh, I gave you my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my, don't go breaking my, don't go breaking my heart. Ooh, nobody knows it. Oh, when I was down, I was your clown. Right from the start, I gave you my heart. Oh, oh, I gave you my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my, don't go breaking my, don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Way to go, Jacob. That was great. Let's see. So, yeah, we got like almost a minute left before we have to close out our show, but what did you think of the show? Oh, I think it was great. I had fun. You know, hopefully we can get some guests to join, and then, you know, it'll be even greater. Well, I hope so too, Jacob. Normally, I meant to do this earlier, but normally when we do the show, I usually will have like an autograph book, and all the guests that appear on the show get to sign the autograph book. But unfortunately, Jacob, since you're the host, producer, and creator of the show, you don't get to sign it. That's for the guests. Darn it. But hopefully, yeah, no, but Jacob, I wish you luck on the show and hope things work out best for you. Thank you, Jacob. And that is our show for tonight. I'm Jacob Pyle. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, good night.
If you want to be a guest on Night Talk, or if you'd like a DVD copy of tonight's program, send Jacob an email. The email address is jtpyle1@aol.com. If ordering a DVD copy of the series, include the air date seen on your screen. Residents outside of Indiana will pay an additional $5 shipping and handling fee. Your very tired announcer, Paul Poteet, speaking for Night Talk, a Pyle Media Ventures presentation. This program has been pre-recorded.